Fala pessoal, RockZero aqui com mais um pouco de Vampyr. E vamos continuar da última vez que a gente parou, onde não conseguimos derrotar a nossa irmã. E eu já vou mandando um aviso, não estranhe se o vídeo ficar extremamente quieto, uma parte, ou se eu parar de falar completamente, porque... Bom, estou procurando um horário para gravar, peguei o horário mais cedo que eu consegui e adivinhe. O pessoal aqui da minha casa tem uma habilidade impressionante de saber quando eu estou gravando, mesmo que eu não falar nada. Que ele sempre começa a fazer barulho embaixo do meu quarto. Então, vamos ao vídeo.
Abomination. You kiss me again, sweet brother. Kinslayer! Come to me, Jonathan.
Ah, não acredito, cara. Meu controle desligou, meu.
You've spared the precious nurse Crane, but not your own. Give me your blood, priest. Final thoughts are just to die for. What have you done? You left me to rot in this grave. Kinslayer! Rest in peace, monster.
Fala uma coisa, gente. Se forem comprar controles, não compre controle sem fio. Ó, lixo. Nunca vi isso desligar com a bateria na metade.
You've killed me, brother.
Ah, resistiu o cacete.
Come to me, Jonathan. Assassin! What have you done?
Meu Deus, nossa. Deixa eu trocar de arma aqui que eu fiquei sem bala. Essa arma aqui, acho que é a mesma munição. Deixa eu ver. Torturamento é 5, outro é 10, não. Eu vou continuar com o revólver. Ah, porcaria.
again, sweetie.
Eita, minha mulher ficou louca ali.
You scared, sure. Don't expect the same mercy from me. What have you done?
Ah, que saco! Caramba, meu! Toma o negócio! Ah, pare de aparecer. Como é que eu vou andar olhando pra trás?
Rest in peace, monster.
Foi.
Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Then, at last, I can forgive you.
Meu Deus, meu, o cara teve que matar a irmã.
Blood. As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister, I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Capítulo 4, febre insistente. Encontra a origem da epidemia em West End. Será que a planta
The
morreu?
flower's dying. It needs water.
Eu vi aqui convite da Lady Ashbury. Caro Dr. Reed, Espero que essa carta chegue a você rapidamente, pois precisamos conversar o quanto antes. A situação está evoluindo muito rápido em West End e estou convencido de que estamos em grande perigo. A guarda de Priven lançou uma grande caçada em Londres. Já faz algumas noites que estão vasculhando a área para eliminar qualquer Econ que encontrarem. Lord Redgrave, líder da casa Ascalon, entrou em contato comigo recentemente. Ele deseja vê-lo imediatamente e vem até minha mansão na noite que ele convier. Precisamos discutir a questão. Com esta carta você encontrará um passo oficial que lhe permitirá passar por qualquer bloqueio ou ponto de verificação da quarentena da cidade. Sua amiga Lady Ashford. Beleza, né? Recebemos aqui um convite da Vampira. Não, é a Vampira do X-Men, a Vampira Lady Ashford. E deixa eu ver aqui, porque tinha uma série de quests pra fazer, né? Se o pessoal ainda não morreu, né? Deixa eu ver aqui. Investigações. Isso, investigações. O que aconteceu? A Toriel Strickland. Então vamos encontrar o Dr. Strickland. Vamos a Thelma Hawkins, Pippa Hawkins. O quê? Thelma Hawcroft e Pippa House. Nossa, eu falo, opa, o que? São irmãs? Não, eu que tô lendo errado.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Você tem meu apoio. O sangue do cara tá bom, hein?
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Não, precisa encontrar mais pistas, né?
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Falastrões, meu.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. the benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Beleza, né? Ó, pista disponível. O cara tá com fadiga. Eu não tenho mais a cor fadiga, né?
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Thank you for your time.
Bom, deixa eu ver aqui se eu tenho a cura pra fadiga, né? Não, preciso fazer mais 2 tratamentos. Ah, deixa eu voltar lá pro meu escritório. Eu vou deixar nesse hospital todo mundo bem saudável.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Ah, depois eu preciso dar um jeito nessa flor.
Will this shift never end?
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick. Is there anything else?
Really?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Always needed words to calm the people.
Agora está em recuperação. Rakesh.
I'm quite busy.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Eu consegui 2 pistas, né, pro cara. Peraí, 2?
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Ah, o cara é grosso.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Bom, deixa eu ver se eu consigo descobrir quem tá espionando a mulher, né?
Gonna be fine. We're here for you.
Good evening. How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Bom, esse cara também sofre de fadiga, né? Essa mulher tá com um resfriado. Cara, aquele momento que você faz a cura, assim, eu fiz um monte de cura, mas esqueci tudo que eu fiz. Tem que descobrir quem que tá espionando a Thelma. O Milton. Cara, ele tá com fadiga de novo. Ah não, acho que a dele eu não tratei. Vou estar com enxaqueca. Eu tenho um remédio para resfriado, anemia e sepse, né? A Pipa Hawkins está com resfriado.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Agora está em recuperação. Deixa eu ver aqui o pessoal aqui. Dr. Strickland está saudável. Precisa de mais pistas para melhorar a qualidade do sangue dele. Dr. Weavery. Rakesh Chandana sofrendo de fadiga. Outra pessoa sofrendo de resfriada. Outro de enxaqueca, mas enxaqueca eu não tenho ainda. Tratamento. A enfermeira Ninette Brangan de fadiga. Nossa, o pessoal tá todo fadigado aqui. Bom, antes de eu sair aqui do hospital, Deixa eu vir falar aqui com o doutor.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion, and with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
Tell me more about the violence.
Geoffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Pre-Wen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Bom, vamos ver se eu consigo achar quem que tá espionando ela, né? Só consigo pensar em... Tá, Beatrice não, a mulher fica lá com... O doutor, caramba. Strickland, menos ainda, né? Eu não consigo... Um cara que eu consigo pensar que tá espionando ela, o... Nossa, um cara que... Cadê? Esse cara aqui também não tem como ele se... É difícil, cara, é difícil pensar algumas coisas. Bom, como tem muita gente, nossa, fadigada, né? Temos mais um motorista ali, uma pessoa com resfriado, outro cara com fadiga. Vou fazer mais uns 3 tratamentos de fadiga.
Please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Good. Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
How
And she's...
Goodbye.
I need...
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues. I wonder what your last thoughts would be.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. Well, thanks, anyway.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Goodbye, Milton.
Nada mais para fazer perguntas aqui.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Preciso de mais pistas pra esse cara também. Não, cadê os outros dois que estavam aqui embaixo? Ah, aqui.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
Look, we survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the wall. Fuck them all.
Isso, meu, os caras. Ah.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
Perhaps you were trapped or locked in somewhere as a child. The horror of war could have brought this memory back to the surface.
Are you joking? I grew up on a farm, had a bloody fantastic childhood.
Do you...
No.
An irrational...
Well, Doctor, are you joking?
Droga, devia ter colocado foi na guerra. É, fazer o quê?
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.
Cadê o outro ali? Vamos curar o resfriado.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You are wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. but it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Are you concerned about the living conditions in the city?
Of course I am. I'll be stuck here for as long as Oswald refuses to go to hospital. And, unfortunately, it seems the violence is rising.
What kind of violence?
I believe people have armed themselves and started to attack those that show signs of contagion.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Falta só mais uma pista.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
E o cara aqui também está em recuperação. Bom, pessoal, eu vou deixando esse vídeo por aqui. E espero que vocês tenham gostado. Nossa, eu mexi aqui no teclado e voou o mouse. Quem gostou, deixa seu gostei aí. Não se esqueçam de se inscrever no canal e aguarde por mais vídeos de Vampyr. Até o próximo vídeo, pessoal, e fui!